All right, what's up, guys? It's Mark Parson, Cornerback Pro, former NFL cornerback, and now I'm coaching you guys up. All right, so let's talk about something. This is a question that I receive a lot from probably from younger guys, but I want to explain it. Usually, when I say if he's even, he's leaving. So I've been saying that on the Nike football opening camps, the Nike opening football camps, the rivals camps. When I do those critiques and breakdowns, I say that. So what does that mean? So let's talk about it. Let me go back. This is Revis when he played for the Jets, going against the Bills. Now look, in zone and man, it's gonna be a tad bit different, but it's very simple. If he's even with you, meaning if he's beside you and you still haven't transitioned, whether that means into a sprint or open up from a back pedal or a head whip, if he's even with you, meaning if he's beside you, he's going full speed and he's going deep, he's about to leave you. He's gonna run by you. That's what he means. If he's even, he's leaving. That's what it. I want to explain that first. Now it's a little bit different in zone or man. So we're gonna go over both. Well, I'm gonna go over man just very quickly because this seems to me like a some type of zone coverage, right? Revis is right here. So I'm gonna let you see it first, and then we'll go over it. All right, so understand this. Now, Revis is near the end of his career, so I'm not sure how fast he is, but I know when he was coming out, he ran a 4.340. Just give y'all a heads up. So the dude can run. Now, here's the thing. It's not necessarily always about how fast you can run, though. So a guy who doesn't run that fast, if he's looking at the right thing and he uses the right technique, he can appear like he's moving faster. He can appear like he's running, like he runs faster because he has good technique and he knows what he's looking at, and he understands you leverage all that good stuff. So you can appear like you're faster. So you need to always look faster than what you really are. So right here, let's talk about man first. If you're backpedaling, just so I can explain if he's even, he's leaving. If you're backpedaling and the guy closes your cushion and he's beside you and you still have not opened up, like transition, you stay low in your transition and burst out, but you still have, and he's next to you, he's gonna run by you. So depending on you gauging on how fast the guy is, all right, you may want to open up earlier if he's faster than you. You got to know your opponent, know the enemy. If he's not, if he's slower than you and you know he's like really slow, you can wait a little bit longer. But at the end of the day, make sure that you open at the right time, transition at the right time, and that comes from repetition. You got to do this over and over again. How many reps of 1-on-1s are you getting? How many reps of 7-on-7 are you getting? How many reps of team ball are you getting? All right, so you need to get as many reps as possible practicing this from your off man. So if you're backpedaling, you can do it. If you're shuffling, now the shuffle technique can be similar to zone. So let's go over that. All right, here's the thing. So let's say you read the 3 in your shuffle, shuffle, shuffle. Now you're running. Let's say you're in man. He gets into this blind spot. So if you're a man, your eyes are gonna be on him anyways. Once he gets into that blind spot, you need to make a violent head whip. So you're running, it's a violent head whip, but you're sprinting at this point. Now you don't want to wait too late. You don't want to wait till he's even with you. It's like a blind spot right here. So if you guys know how to do the shuffle technique, in man, you would know like, okay, because you're probably gonna be slightly inside, and it's not a 3-step, so you know it's a 5-step. So you eliminate the short routes, you know it's a deeper route. So it's either intermediate or deeper. And when he gets into that blind spot, you want a head whip. Now, if he's super fast, I remember, I'll tell you a story about it later, about Trenton Holiday when I played for the Texans. The dude could, man, he's probably one of the fastest guys ever been around. All right. But I would open up a little bit earlier with this guy. I would head whip a little bit early with this guy. But anyways, head whip when he gets into that blind spot, it's a violent head whip, and then you're going to immediately squeeze, and then you're going to run with him just like you do in any type of man. Okay? Now, in zone coverage, let's say cover 3, cover 4, cover 3, here's the thing. If you don't see, you have to be aware of other threats. So let's say you got 2 receivers. Let's say you got 2 receivers streaking. All right, so right here, in cover 3, you're gonna have to split the difference. You're gonna have to midpoint. All right, so you're not gonna be able to head whip right here if you got multiple receivers over here. So it's a little bit different, right? You got the midpoint because he may try to hit this one in the this one in the slot, this guy in the slot. So you had the midpoint so you can make that play and still be able to make that play. So you're definitely gonna have to get in a sprint and make sure you stay on top of both of them. If let's say he breaks it off at a comeback route and he goes deep, you got to make sure you're over top of the slot and then rally to this and make the tackle. All right. Hopefully you got your nickel back or your linebacker really getting out of here in that exit angle to possibly pick that off or make that play, help. But you got to rally to that and make the tackle. But you got to protect the deep ball. Keep everything in front of you when it comes to cover 3. Now, let's say you don't have any other threats. Okay? Let's say you're in cover 3. You don't have any other threats. That's when you don't have anybody coming into your zone. It's one receiver. Let's say, shoot, it's 21 personnel, meaning 2 running backs, 1 tight end, right? You got the receiver coming over here by yourself. That's when you can head whip. But you got to head whip. With that head, so you see how late he takes to head whip? Right here. So not only does he let him get in his blind spot, we're not sprinting. Look at the tempo of this receiver. That's another thing you guys want to, you want to peek at. Look at it, because look, when they're running super fast, it's harder for them to get out of their comebacks. If you notice, a lot of super fast guys, they really can't get out of their breaks. So when you got a super fast guy, and he's moving like this, he's going deep. So we just got to be aware. See, he's even. So guess what? He's leaving. We're not at a full sprint right here. So, again, it's tough right there. So that's why you have to head whip when he gets in that blind spot. We did this a lot in Houston. We call it, it's a shuffle technique. So we had to get really good with our eyes and head whip. So it's a violent head whip. With that head whip, it's going to take you. Your eyes are going to transfer right back to the receiver. All right. So you're going to burst out of it, head whip, then squeeze just like a regular man. Okay. And you have to do it. You have to do it earlier. So it's a blind spot. Like he should have probably, when the receiver is right here, head whip, okay, and then it's a full out sprint. But another thing, just like we do when we're backpedaling when we're playing man, with that head whip, guys, it's going to help you squeeze because your eyes are going to go right back to the receiver. So it's head whip, eyes are inside, and then head whip. You can possibly slow him down just from your body position because you head whipped on time. You didn't wait till he closed your cushion. And you can kind of widen him out a little bit to slow him down just a tad bit so you can catch up. But you're gonna be it's gonna be a full out sprint. Okay. Now, another thing is when we were playing zone. Let's say your eyes are inside. The thing is, it took Revis a little bit too long to get into that full sprint. So let's say your eyes are inside the whole time. Hey, another way you can do is become the receiver. What does that mean? Go get the ball. Fully sprint, squeeze as much as you can, but sprint and just basically run the route for the receiver. But me, I would say I would be more comfortable in doing the head whip when I feel like he's about to enter my blind spot. I like having my eyes on the guy. I like, basically he could play this like his man at the end of the day because he has no threats. Now, it's different if he had other receivers out here in the zone, but right here, man, let's go ahead and man this up, at the very end so that this doesn't happen. But that's why I wouldn't explain. If he's even, he's leaving. It does not matter if it's zone coverage or man. He closes that cushion. If we're not in a full-out sprint, if we don't head whip, and if we don't get out of that back pedal earlier than that, it's going to be very hard for you guys. Remember, he's moving at full speed. He has momentum. That's why cornerbacks have to have really good quickness, good hips, so you can open up fast, transition ability, and burst. You got to be able to get the top speed really fast. And that's why usually cornerbacks are usually some of the best athletes on the field. But I would say technique, man, carry you a long way. Knowing what you're supposed to do and then technique. So if he's even, he's leaving. If he's beside you and you haven't transitioned, if you haven't head whipped or you haven't, got into your full out sprint with him, he's gone. Now make sure you finish though. Even though, just because you beat doesn't mean you just give up. All right, I'm just giving you a heads up on the technique perspective. Okay, make sure you guys email me at cornerbackpro@gmail.com. Ask for the one-on-one mastery program. Includes all the techniques, and how to practice them. Mind and body training program with all. You got a running program in there, a weightlifting example of the Olympic lifts that you should be doing. Videos, audios, interviews, yoga, mindset. I mean, it's a lot. So taking full advantage of it, man. Catching series from Billy, punting kick return series. It's all in there. I'm including that in there. Hit me up. Watch all the videos on the channel. Let's get better every single day.